Very special show tonight. Everyone who's performing on tonight's show has actually MC'd the show before. That's it, I've gone. That's all I've got. Thank you. Good night. You think after listening to Dave for 12 years saying the speech that I would be able to just repeat it word for word, but no. Basically, we have got 7 comics now who've all been MC here. They're all going to do 5 minutes each. After they've performed, you should all have the Survey Monkey voting links. So after they've performed, if you could all give them a vote from 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. At the end of the show, I will count up the votes and we'll see which of them, for a change, is the winner of the mini gold plastic trophy. Now, obviously, there's a bit of an issue with all the MCs doing the show in that who was left to MC the show. I would normally call on Sikisa, who's over there, but she's been stage managing the show for, we've had a carnival on for 2 days, and she's been stage managing that, so Sikisa can't do it. Adrian Tauss, up there, I would ask him if he could do it, but he is doing everything. Adrian can't. Dave, dead baby bird face, Armitage, is actually doing his first 5-minute set tonight on stage. So, you know, a bit of pressure. So can't ask him to MC it. Ross is here as well. I'd ask Ross, but he would just moan about the curtains and the door handles and just generally the stuff around the pub.
He does just go on about it.
He does go on about it. Scott's here. Could ask Scott, but fucking hell, do we all want to take that ride? To be honest, that's just, I don't want to put us all in Scott's hand. That's just just a bit too scary. Gemma's here. Gemma's one of our regular hosts. We could ask Gemma, but it's just that she's got to nip off as soon as she's done her set because Line of Duty is on, so she's got to nip off quite quickly. Michael May we've got, and he recently said on his Instagram that he would do anything for some stage time, and to be honest, I'm quite keen to see what that is, and I didn't want any of us to miss out on that, so we've got him up for stage time, so I'm not going to ask him to MC because we want to give him the most stage time that we can so we can find out what that is. So so that left it to me. I'm not a host, I'm not an MC, not even a comic. I've got no material, I've got no jokes, so I did the only thing that I knew how to. Design myself a little logo. I popped on a bit more jewellery and I'm going to own it, to be honest, so let's get this show started, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's get the clapping started, let's get the cheering started. Let's welcome our first act to the stage. Our first act is going to be the fabulous Ross Smith!
Give it up for Shirley, everybody. Give it up out there. Give it up for Shirley. That was a fantastic job. That was incredible. Yes, I would have said that about the room. God, this feels amazing. This feels so good to be back on this stage, this hallowed turf. I don't like to come out here and say, how are you? I'll just say that from the start. A lot of comedians do. I don't like to say how are you because I think as English people, we don't have many options with how are you. That's a question we don't ask honestly, and we don't want an honest answer. All we want is just 3 options, and that is you can only say fine, all right, and if your house has been repossessed, your girlfriend has left, or if you've got a terminal illness, not too bad. Those are the only things you could say. I do like this. I will call out the elephant in the room though and say that like we're all pretending here. Obviously, like you guys out there pretending that you're feeling the moment. You know, you're in the room with us. Dave T, Simon Erry, who weirdly look like the sort of Mitchell brothers have joined a folk band. You guys. You're pretending, you're all pretending that you're here, you're in the moment, you can smell the laughs, you're here with me. And I'm all pretending that I don't know what you really do at those computers. We know before and after the gig. I don't know if any of you are wearing trousers. Duncan McBride, you've sort of got a whole family together, which I don't really understand. Right, so basically I just... It is great to be here. I've got a lot of memories on this stage. It's like this area here is where there was a Scottish man, and I said to him, "Hi mate, how long have you and your wife been together?" And he said, "That's my son." In the toilet over there is where I did one of my first ever gigs, and a man came up to me in the toilets. He was a massive guy, and he said, "Are you one of the comedians?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "You better not be shit." And then he walked off, and the thing about that was that I'd already been on. I feel really weird with this as well, because we're in a room, we're on this stage, but you know when you haven't spoke to somebody all day, and when you're speaking you're like, oh, it's coming out weird. I feel like that, but it's been a year. It's been a year, and I haven't been able to do crowd work in so long, you know, because the people that I locked down with, I lived with my girlfriend and her mum, and let me tell you something, porn lies. You know, but you can't do crowd work with those people because I know what they do. I know how long they've known each other for, and you can't do crowd work with the Amazon delivery man. He doesn't like it. I've tried it. I just find that, like, for me, I like the beginning of this because this moment is a lot like comedy. For me, is a lot like sex. Like before it, I cannot wait to do it. I'm thinking this can only go well. I've spent more than enough time practicing alone in my room. But during it, I'm just riddled with this anxiety, just thinking, you know, is it going well? Are they making the right noises? Are they making any noise? Why has Duncan McBride brought his whole family? Fucking hell. It's also like sex in the fact that I'm supposed to do 5 minutes, but we'll see how it goes. I've realised in lockdown that the world has gone to absolute shit. It has, and I can't say anything about it because I look like I do. I'm 5'6" and I look 12, so I can't talk about anything serious because as soon as I go, right, I'm not happy with this, and put my foot down, people go, he's tired. I think I look young from far away, though. I think you get a bit closer to the mic, right? I think I look a bit older, but, you know, I think you look, then you go, oh, he's haunted. But when you get back here, you go, oh, he's really young. I think that's the difference. What I'm saying is that I think a paedophile would pick me up, but he'd just drive me home. Before I go, I want to tell you, I've been living with my girlfriend, and my girlfriend's bisexual, and I know that a lot of women out there are going, so what? They're going, all right, and a lot of men are going, all right. And what I want to say is, like, I don't see it like that at all. I see it as like now everybody's a threat. You know, when she met my parents, I was like, I'm watching you. And now I've got to decide that if she ever cheats on me, I've got to go, look, okay, you've cheated on me. Who is it with? Right, okay, it was with Hannah. And where were you? Okay, it was that night you got drunk. And what were you both wearing? And I know that that's bad because I know that that's me basically going, if she cheats with a woman, it's sexy, but if she cheats with a man, that's bad. And I know that that's bad. You go, in my head, I'm going like, you shouldn't do that. If she cheats on you with anybody, that's really bad. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, but you know, that's what my head is thinking. But my penis is thinking, no, you can denigrate them both at the same time. Right, okay. It's great to be back. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining in, and thank you for having me. Keep the cav open. Keep it. Is there the PayPal link to donate to? Donate to that, and give it up for Shirley, who's doing an amazing job on her first gig, first hosting gig. Give it up for her. There we go. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Ross Smith. First first on after like a year. That's pretty impressive. It's not just like first on and you haven't done it for a while. First on, this week. That's like first on in a year. So well done. Right, so we'll see how well done that is. I hope you've all got your links on Facebook and in the crowd there on Zoom. It's the Survey Monkey link. If you click on that, and then if you mark MC number 1, mark them out of 5, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. Dave normally likes to do a little bit of dancing when he's doing this bit.
Do you want me to have a
look? Yeah, good. We all done? Lovely, let's move on. Right, please start the clapping, start the cheering, start the shouting as we welcome to the stage, to her home stage, it's Sikisa!
Hello! This is lovely, isn't it? Back with the MCs. Absolutely love it. My name is Sikisa, and I did my first gig on this stage after the wonderful Shirley told me I was funny. I worked behind the bar for many years. Shirley said, "You're funny, you should get up on stage." And I spent 5 minutes talking about lions, so that's great. But I did one of the first jokes I ever wrote was on this stage. It's actually a lie. I actually wrote the joke in the toilet, and I'm going to tell you this joke. So the joke is, I was at the bar and this lady came up to me and asked me for a glass of lemonade. I said, "It's £2.90. She looked in her pocket, looked in her wallet, realised she didn't have enough money. So she said, "Can I get a glass of water?" I said, "Fine, no problem, because I'm nice. Why ain't got a glass of water?" She said, "Can I get a slice of lemon in it?" I said, "Fine, no problem, because I'm nice." She said, "Can I get another slice of lemon?" I'm like, "You want 2 slices of lemon?" She's like, "Yes, please." Then I see her reaching for the sugar. I said, "Bitch, are you making lemonade?" Fuck you. Okay, not on my watch. Not on my fucking watch. No. First joke I ever wrote, and it was all about drinking because we all love to have a drink. Especially in the UK, we have a drinking culture. Not problem, culture. Like, we use any excuse to have a drink, right? Like, "Yay, it's sunny, let's have a drink." Or, "Yay, I'm pregnant, let's have a drink." Or, "Yay, my boyfriend's gone down on me for the very first time, let's have a drink." And come on, guys, I don't have a boyfriend. Hey. Hey, Simon. Hey. Hey. Simon. Simon. My boyfriend's gone down on me for the very first time. Alcohol has a lot of, gets a bad rep, and I don't understand why. Because, I do understand why, I lie. Alcohol is not your friend. Alcohol is not your friend. If it was your friend, it wouldn't let you do things like throw up on your shoes and call your ex-boyfriend at 2 a.m. It's like, he might miss you. No, fuck that. Weed is your friend. I'll tell you why weed is your friend. Because weed does things like calm you down when you're stressed. Yeah? Weed does things like, when you're hungry, it will get you chicken and you won't even remember how you got it. That is weed, okay? Love weed. But I live in South London. I actually live down the road. It's near Brixton, if you don't know this area. And Brixton is one of those places that also has a bad rep. Brixton's one of those places that for a very long time white people were scared to go to. But now it's been gentrified, so black people are now scared to go through it. Because it's got a Pret, that's why. Okay, because it's got a Pret. But I love South London, I love Brixton, mainly because I can get anything I want to in Brixton. Like, I can get my nails done, I can get my hair done, I can get my fruit and vegetables, I can see my cousin, all in one shop. All in one shop. Love Brixton, love Brixton. It's very different to a place that I went to gig before when we were able to. It was a place that was described to me as the most culturally diverse city in the UK. I won't tell you the name of the city for legal reasons, but it rhymes with dull, okay? And what happened was, me and my comic friend was taking a tour of this city with this woman, and this woman said to me, "I'm not trying to be racist right now." I was like, "Ooh, you're gonna be racist, yeah? I feel it right here. I've got superpowers and my black senses tell me you're gonna be racist." And she was like, "I'm not trying to be racist right now, but there's a chicken shop you should go to after your gig." I was like, "Fuck you, bitch, okay? Fuck you, bitch." I could be vegan. Obviously I'm not, but that's not the point. But it was weird being in Dole, because I was in Dole for a couple of days. And like I said, I was feeling a little bit anxious because I didn't see many black people, much like this room. So I was feeling a little bit anxious. So me and my comic friend decided we was going to go to a Chinese restaurant, make me feel a bit better, minorities and all that. So I went to a Chinese restaurant, and there was still no black people in the Chinese restaurant. But I saw there was a black chef in the kitchen. And he spotted me, and I spotted him, and it literally was just like this. Mama see, mama. Free food all night, okay? We're now married, we're not. Because I obviously talk about race quite a lot in my sets, but let's be honest, sometimes it's not about race. For example, I'm a Gemini, and my cousin, she's a bitch, okay? Let's talk about it, yes. She's 9 years old, lovely, but she is a bitch. She's always in my business, mainly because I'm a person of a certain age and I'm single, like my mum as well. She's always bothering with being in a relationship. The other day, she was like, why are you not giving me grandchildren? And it's really weird because up until I was a certain age, it was very much like concentrate on education, get yourself a good job, no men. Up until I was 30, that was the situation. As soon as I turned 30, my mum was like, when are you getting some dick? That was the situation. Like, you can't just switch like that, mum. That doesn't make no sense. But even the other day, she said to me, oh, your cousin is and her husband are trying for a baby. And I was like, that just means they're having sex over and over again. And if you want me to do that, I've been doing that since I was 18. So who's winning? Me. Maybe not in this day and age because it is lockdown. But Simon, hey, hey, hey. I've got no problem being single, especially in this day and age, because I've been loving myself 4 times a day. And I'm talking about this. I have been loving myself 4 times a day. And I will talk about masturbation since it was brought up. Because I feel like, especially in comedy, when a woman comes on the stage, talks about masturbation and vaginas, everyone gets a little bit awkward. Like this, apparently. Okay, fine. Because I'ma say it, why not? Because I'm a woman, I masturbate. Anyone else in the room? Just Vic, just one other person in the room. Yes, Vic, yes, Queen, yes, Vic. Because I can only love me the way that I love me, and I love myself well, yeah? Because I wake up, look in the mirror, I'm like, you were the shit last night, let's get to work. Yes, damn right. That's why I'm always so happy, okay? But obviously me being a woman talking about certain things is very interesting, especially in this day and age with the recent events. But also being a person of colour is very important for me to talk about certain things. The last thing I actually did when I was having a conversation with this man, we was at a gig, I finished my set, this man came up to me and was like, you were great, you're going to be an absolute star, you're amazing. But you may know my girlfriend, she's also black. Sorry, what? I don't know all black people. Like, I wish I knew Cardi B. I don't. I wish the Obamas adopted me. They didn't, okay? But I was just like, that's ridiculous. I don't understand what you're talking about. This is absolutely ridiculous. There's like 10,000 black people in the UK. I don't know if that's true. Someone do the maths for me. But and I was having this rant with him. He was like, no, I didn't mean like that. His girlfriend walked past. Turns out I did know her, okay? We went to the same school. But my catchphrase, I will end on this because this has been absolutely lovely. My catchphrase for the last 5 years, I'll share this with you, has been get some dick. That's just been the catchphrase. I don't know why, it's a situation because I'm a woman, I can say what I want. I feel like this is what I want is some dick. Simon. But it works with men as well. It's give some dick, you've got to ask for consent at the same time. And it does work with bisexuals as well, it's generate some dick. So just leave that with you. It's a weird way to end, but this has been lovely as it is. I've been Sikisa. Thanks.
Sikisa! Excellent. Is that a red filter you've popped on there, Simon? Or just on the your entire face and chest? Is that like a red filter that you've?
Oh no, I can change it. I can give you a... No,
I just meant as a result of. Oh, that's better. Very nice, very nice. Right, so more importantly though, has everyone got their Survey Monkey links now? I popped it up for anyone on Facebook that didn't have it. I popped it up in the comments, so you can all vote. And that was MC number 2, Sikisa. Please mark her down, 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. Then she could be in line for the mini gold plastic trophy. No, I was just going to sing along. It's fine. Right, we all done. Everyone done. Lovely. Okay, so let's get on to MC number 3 then. Please, everyone, put your hands together. Thank you. Clapping, shouting, screaming for Scott Penman!
Yes! Thank you so much! Yes! Thank you, guys! Oh, thank you, Shirley. One more time, give it up for Shirley, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, beautiful people. It's so lovely to be back here at the Cav. Wow, fantastic. I'm really thrown by these little Johnny hats here on top of this microphone. It's kind of like when you got the swimming baths and you put some on your feet, you know? Like, where'd you get these tiny little microphone shoes? Hey, hello, you beautiful people out there on the screen. I can't help but feel like, because there's no audience, I'm like part of the home shopping channel, especially when that and over here, item number 4 over here, this lovely fake plant up for sale here. It feels fantastic on the face. No one else touched that because that's very difficult to sanitize. I've been really leaning into the last hitchhiker you'd ever want to pick up look. Or cultivating this mullet as if I was going to go storm a Capitol building or something like that. I'm leaning into that thing. Yeah, my mustache as well. I know I know we're on HD and 4K, but are you picking that up? It's bloody horrible, isn't it? It looks even worse for me. Yeah, I mean, it was 5 long months it's taken to grow this. For the first 4 months, it was, it barely rivaled a 14-year-old Asian girl. I knew that one would be controversial. It hurt, actually, to say that out loud. Yes, the stern faces. Some of these faces are fantastic, but Jesus Christ. I kind of feel like when I was doing Zoom stuff, I had to remove that sticker from my webcam. But now I've just kind of got used to that, and I look directly into the camera when I ejaculate, just in case Mark Zuckerberg is watching. But yeah. Christ, man, it's been an interesting old time. I look so much more tanned than you guys. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, so it's been a really interesting time, lockdown. I moved to London for like showbiz and all that, and thinking, I had all this time to kind of come up with material and write stuff and whatnot. I thought this is going to be great for me. I'm really gonna make the most out of this and get fit and get healthy. And 2 weeks later, I was a bin man. Yeah, I joined the bin man team. It's bin man. Do you know what I mean? That's something that the patriarchy, the woke culture hasn't come to. It's still bin man. Do you know what I mean? Like even equality, hummus making, vegan, no one, we're not swapping it. It's still bin man. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was probably the most attractive bin man in the on the Wimbledon rounds. I'm not blowing my own horn, but many of them didn't have teeth. That was pretty hot. And in Wimbledon, so I was officially a womble. Yes, collecting refuge in Wimbledon. You can entertain yourself while you're doing the bins. When you pull the black bins out, you can play a game called Maggots or Rice. It's never rice. There's some good times being the bin man. You're a key worker. You're essentially a key worker. No respect though. Do you know what I mean? There's no claps for us, and I was on your doorstep. I would have heard it. Yeah, I mean, I did use my bin man superpowers, to like snake the queue at Sainsbury's. Like that's pretty much all I did it for. I'd kind of cut to the front of the queue, and then like the trolley guys who are now hyped up door guardians with a checklist. I'd be like, excuse me, I'm a key worker, and they're like, yeah, what are you? And I was like, I'm a doctor. Yeah, man, it's been crazy. I was in Sainsbury's, and like the shopping is got weird, hasn't it? Like the shelves are bare and stuff, and essential items. I didn't really expect to see a vibrator in Sainsbury's. Why not though? Every little helps. Sorry. I found this vibrator on the shelves of Sainsbury's, and I was kind of like, who's using this? From Sainsbury's, do you know what I mean? You get home from your essential shop and like you're in the mood, and you light some candles, and then you pull out a bright orange Sainsbury's Taste the Different dildo. I just don't see it. Yeah, and so, you know, I'd never buy a dildo from Sainsbury's. So I stole it, that's right. Yeah. So it's twice the shame, but, you know, double the orgasm. So, holy shit. So the McBrides, are the family still here? Did the kids listen in to the masturbation stuff? Great, all right. Look at that top window of super spreaders that I know. Fantastic. Yeah. They're not the same household. Call the No, I'm kidding. It's a support bubble. All right, well, I feel jazzed. Thanks so much, guys. It's been wonderful to be back on the stage. I love you guys so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Penman! Woohoo! Right, you know what comes next, guys? You know what comes next? MC number 3. Marking down 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. While I do a quick little agadoo because our next act's having a little trouble with his mic. Done? Okay, good. Right, ladies and gentlemen, back to it. Right, next up, bit of an odd one. Normally just does the little short sets for the entire length of the show, but now he's doing his first 5 minutes, so please put your hands together. We need lots of shouting, lots of clapping, because he makes everyone else do it for everyone else. So please, come on, your best clapping, your best shouting, your best cheering for Dave Armitage!
Hey, absolutely, never done this, never done a 5-minute set. Normally just do all the shouting, all the cheering. Don't know how this is going to go. Shirley, don't start the clock. We get 5 minutes. Don't start the clock yet. This isn't part of it. This is just nerves, me getting myself ready. Okay. So, hello on Zoom. Give me a wave. Let's just check you can all see me and you hear me. And in the room, thank you very much. There you go. A little bit of the old host compare. What I wanted to do, I want to take this chart. Some of you know me, some of you don't. Those of you who know me know that I don't drink, right? I don't drink alcohol. And I wanted to kind of, I suppose, use this opportunity to sort of fill in the details, fill in the background as to why, because there's lots of reasons people don't drink, and just sort of wanted to fill in the why. I don't drink, haven't drunk alcohol for about 5 years, but I didn't give up on purpose. It was an accident. I didn't mean to. It was an accident and I gave up. And I sort of wanted to just feel, basically, I decided I wanted to cut down. That was the main thing. The idea, just sort of cut down on the boozing, didn't want to booze so much. So I decided that I'd just drink halves. Went out one night. After about 20 halves of lager, I found myself flat on my back, on the floor, stark bollock naked outside a club. And it was a golf club, really strange. But whilst I was lying on the floor, I had a moment, I had an epiphany. Something that would change my life forever. I realised that it wasn't the alcohol that I was craving. I didn't have a drink problem. I was just thirsty. I hadn't drunk water since 1984. Just thirsty. Once I realised that, the alcohol wasn't a problem anymore. I stopped drinking it and just started using alcohol-free lager for quenching my thirst. Everything was much easier. And the joy of it was that it meant that I could have beer for breakfast. Fantastic. I could basically quench my thirst whenever I liked, and no one would say anything. The wife didn't like it too much, but hey. She did actually support me in all this, though. She bought me one Christmas a bottle of alcohol-free whiskey. Alcohol-free whiskey, can you imagine? All the horrors of whiskey, none of the joy. You even get the hangover. It's awful. But the good thing about it is you can drink an entire bottle, go out, stay out all night, dance naked on a table and call a barman a cunt. And when you wake up in the morning, no regrets. You meant to stay out late. I meant to dance naked on the table and the barman was a cunt. The only problem is, if my wife leaves me, I can't blame it on the drink. It can only be down to my purely awful personality. And that's why I spent lockdown not drinking like the rest of you. I spent it on a period of self-reflection. Yeah? And I've discovered that I'm confused. I'm confused about my identity. Bit of a surprise, though. Not my sexual identity, my social identity. I don't know who I am. Basically, if I spend time around tradesmen, I become rough, like Danny fucking Dyer. But if I spend time around the professions, I become posh. I'm like Hugh Bloody Grant. Sometimes I think I am posh, right? We've got, okay, so give you some examples. We've got 2 girls who are in their 20s. And I think I'm posh because they still call me daddy. We have supper, we don't have tea. And if we do lunch, and we do lunch, it invariably involves avocados, and they're always smashed. But that's not it. That's not all of it. That's not all of it. Because I'm also rough. I mean, we live in Croydon. Yeah, I've got an inflatable jacuzzi underneath a pop-up gazebo on our balcony. Huh? And when we go to Spain, we always go all-inclusive. You know, the meat fight. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't get any. It doesn't get any rougher than that. We don't always go to Spain. We went to Pontins once. I don't know if you've ever been to Pontins. Now, that's rough. This is the rough side of me. You arrive, you go to check-in. Well, that's not a lie. You don't go to check-in. What actually happens is you pull up outside the security hut, and a woman who got all her customer service training whilst working at Sports Direct throws some keys at you. Got the keys, we went over to our bungalow and we got ready. We decided to go out to the clubhouse, you know, for a show. We get dressed up. I'm wearing a really nice shirt, a fantastic hat. The wife's looking absolutely beautiful in a stunning dress, loads of jewellery. The kids are wearing their best clothes. Even the dog is wearing a beautiful collar. And we head off to watch the show. We walk through the door, and as we walk through, I become incredibly aware of how very, very, very posh we look. Everybody else in the room is wearing a tracksuit. Man, woman, child. And as the doors swing closed behind us, there's just this silence and they stare at us. On stage, there's an MC, and he's doing that kind of difficult juggling act between being a children's entertainer whilst also doing knob gags for the adults. At one point, he's got a woman on stage trying to eat a banana from between her husband's thighs while simultaneously announcing that there's a gold medal for the first child to run down the front of the stage and grab it. Now, our eldest child decides to go for it. He runs down to the front of the stage, and it is carnage, absolute carnage. He's down there, and he comes running back, and his T-shirt's ripped. He's got bruised ribs. He's covered in cuts and bruises, but he got the medal and a mouthful of banana. Ka-ching! I like that. I was pleased with that bit. And then this place was rough, and the holiday kind of continued like this. Every day we go for a walk around the block with the dog, and then go to the show. And wherever we went, people were just staring at us. You know, I can only think it was because they thought we were posh. Anyway, on the last day, I was looking at the notice board and just having a read. There's just a notice I want to sort of share with you. Now, this is taking longer than I expected to unfold the paper. Okay, I like this. It said, dress code. Members are reminded of the acceptable dress code within the club. Other than fancy dress, no hats are to be worn without the permission of the committee. I love it. Other than fancy dress, no hats are to be worn without the permission of the committee, which implies when it's not fancy dress, you might wear a hat if you got the permission of the committee. But what sort of things would you have to do to get their permission? Anyway, there was another notice alongside it, and it said no dogs allowed on site. No dogs, no hats. These people aren't staring at us because they think we're posh. They're staring at us because they think we're rough. Have you seen that bloke walking around the site with his dog, Cock of the North? I know. He even wore his hat to the club, and it wasn't even fancy dress night. So I guess this whole thing of like what my sort of societal position is, posh or rough, it's all a load of nonsense, really. I guess posh or not, it doesn't really matter. We're it's all a matter of perspective. There's a friend of ours. He goes to Spain, and he said to me, Dave, I'm going to Spain. I've decided to go all inclusive. Don't want to be flash or anything, but hey, he saw it as posh. He thought it was an upgrade. So I guess at the end of the day, no one's posh, no one's rough. We're all just people, and that leaves nothing else for me to say other than toodle pip, you cunts.
Oh, it's only Dave Armitage. That's my husband, nice. I said the trouble though with that set is though that I was just listening to it all, and it's like instead of like thinking, that's funny, it's like, yeah, that happened. That was even worse than that. Yeah, no, that happened. Yep, yeah, that happened. But yeah, no, still very funny. But so please, you need to give him a little mark then, don't you? He was MC number 4. Mark him down. That was Dave Armitage. Mark him down. Between 1 and 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. It's going on a while, isn't it? Right, we're good to go. was going to do the conga next, so I can save that. We've got more comics. Right, so next up, please put your hands together. We've done this before, haven't we, ladies and gentlemen? Put your hands together. Start the clapping. A bit more clapping. Bit of shouting, please. Bit of screaming for Gemma Beagley.
Hi, here I am. My name is Gemma Beagley, and tonight I'm serving Karen Comes Out of Lockdown Realness. And here I am. So it's good to be on Zoom. It's good to be on Zoom for a change, because I haven't been on Zoom for about half an hour now, so that's good. I was on Zoom last week on this work thing, and I was removed from the meeting and put into a breakout room. Now, I don't know if anybody has experienced this before, but to try and explain what a breakout room is like, I guess I'll just tell you what it would be like in real life. So it's like being at some kind of hideous training session, and all of a sudden you are whipped from your chair and thrown into a side room come cupboard with the worst person you've ever met in your entire life. And this cupboard has a door, but the handle is on the other side, and you just can't seem to actually leave this fucking room at all. It's like some kind of Willy Wonka hell room. So that's where I found myself last week, alone in a breakout room with a life coach. Now, has anyone else noticed the emergence of life coaches on social media? They just seem to be, I can't seem to turn anywhere without bumping into a fucking life coach. And actually, have we got any life coaches in tonight? No, we wouldn't do. We wouldn't do, because they're probably making their 15th Instagram video of the day that they have -1 watchers. So that's where they'll be. So anyway, it's not all shit on Zoom. Because I joined an online Zumba group in January for working parents. And we were very nearly the first group to do a mass suicide online. But the Wi-Fi kept dropping out, so and we just lost the will to die. I don't know. Anyway. We've done a lot of soul searching, haven't we, during the last 12 months, and I did a lot of soul searching, and I realised something about myself which was quite difficult to stomach. Just a little preface here. There's a little secret that working parents have been carrying around for 12 months. It's that they don't really like to talk about it. They just like to get on with it. Come here. We've been homeschooling. Shh, we don't like to talk about it. No one knows that we've been homeschooling. It's something we keep to ourselves. So that's what. At the beginning of lockdown 3, I thought I was going to be like, oh, Sam, just do what you know, just play. Just do it. Hey, let's go and dig for worms. Let's do arts and crafts. Let's just make memories. Let's just take one day at a time. We did make memories. The memories that we made were of me realising that I'm just a big, fat, angry, controlling fucking Victorian, apparently. That's what I am. And I don't like learning through play. Not interested. I don't like arts and crafts. What I like are blackboards and spelling and joined up handwriting and Latin. That's what I like. And so it was really difficult for me to swallow, because I just thought I was cooler than that, and I'm not. Something that I am quite happy to rebel against, though, is this. Why are we constantly told to drink more water? Why is this? Who is benefiting from this conspiracy that we must drink 2 litres of water a day? I don't get it. I do not believe for a second that drinking 2 litres of water a day is the key to well living. Right, if I can tell you, there are like 7 comics here. They've been glugging water all evening. They look like a sack of shit. They look like the most miserable people I've ever seen in my entire life. You see, because I'm from the 90s, right? And in the 90s, people at raves were dropping down dead, right? Because they'd drink 1 pint of water and they'd just fucking die, right? So how can the opposite now be true, right? I'm not like Dave. I'm not a big water drinker, and I can't even actually picture myself drinking a glass of water. Like, I can't imagine it. And sure, okay. Like, my urine can be best described as gelatinous. And, okay, I can give a urine sample directly into a paper envelope. But That is grim. I know it's disgusting, but I just really want to say gelatinous on stage. It was just... Now, I've cobbled this together. I haven't really got like the big ending, to be honest. So I'm just going to end with the way that I just end relationships, which is to say, the lie that I end relationships with, which is to say, I've had a lovely time, and there's someone better around the corner for you. Okay, thanks. Good night. Cheers.
Gemma Beagley! Woo! Right. So you know what you got to do then, don't you? Go to your little survey monkey link. Give her a mark, 1 to 5. 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. I wish I'd had like music more like sort of okey cokey or something, like rather than get off a bit deeper. Because I just feel like more of an okey cokey type of person than yeah, I know. I bring my own what was it, holiday camp disco tunes next time. Right, everyone done that? So moving on then. Right, okay. Are you ready, mister? Because it's just...
I think I am. I think it'll be fine.
It's just that he's doing everything else as well, you see? That's the trouble. But so if we can sort of start the clapping... Start the cheering and the whooping, and then we're welcome to the stage, Adrian Tauss.
Hello. Oh, just no one's turning music on. That's the first problem. Don't know if the mic is on. Is it on? Yeah, who cares? It's not going to make a difference. First of all, I would like to state that I don't accept the competition element of this show. I would like to say the main reason is that I don't care. That's not what it is. I just think like, now, why would I win? Like, everyone was fucking amazing. You know, I mean, everyone, but most people were really amazing. Fucking impressed by David. I'm impressed by this is great. So I don't like if any of you, if I somehow manage to win this, I respect you all collectively less. That's not how it will work out. I don't know. I've had a few thoughts. You know, do you ever walk past like a window on your street and then you see children's drawings of like a rainbow displayed in the window? Do you want to ever like ring their doorbell and tell them that their kid has no talent? Or is that just me? It's not about the kids. The kids, it's not their problem. I think it's the arrogance of putting it in the window for everyone to see. Because if you're really just proud of your children, you'd put all of them up there. I'm just like, our neighbours have got 3 kids. There's 2 drawings in the window. That's all I'm saying. It's a constant need for fucking attention. Why do we always need to show everything we do? Speaking of, like, yeah, but I think the difference is, I think, like, here's the thing. My cat got famous on Instagram. Let's just say it. We're all thinking it. Bojangles the cat. I know, it's me. And it's funny what happens when your cat gets famous on the internet. I don't know if it's happened to any of you. But what happens is that you, like overnight, it got picked up by the door. It's a cat that started staring at me through my window. It's really sweet, now lives with me. And we're going to get a legal partnership next month. But it's funny because overnight I had 18,000 new Instagram followers. So I have 18,400 Instagram followers now. And it's amazing. No one had a problem with it. No one said anything. How many times can you put something on the internet and no one mentioned Hitler once? It's amazing. And that is the only piece of material I managed to squeeze out of this cat for 12 months. There's been nothing else. No, I think it's the arrogance of... It's like, I had an Instagram. Like, Instagram is... I had great Insta story getting. That was my thing. Insta story. Can we just agree, by the way, that the only reason Insta stories exist is for you to find out if that one particular person has seen it. Come on, let's cut the bullshit. There's always one on there that you're interested in, or an ex that you want to see how you're doing amazingly well in your shitty life, right? Because you can see who's seen it. You can't help yourself. You go through it and you go, I don't care, don't care, don't care. Oh fuck, she's not seen it. Well, that's the waste of a brunch. You know what I mean? I have my vanity on Instagram, I'm not going to lie. Everyone goes through that. If you scroll through my Instagram, around about 2017, there's a comfortably long thumb stroke of just my face. You know, it is there. My girlfriend laughing. What else? No, I think it's just the attention thing. Like I think this there's a constant need for wanting to show what you've done. And let's face it, most things you do are not worth showing to anyone. Netflix exists. Why the fuck would you listen to me? I don't know. Maybe it's because to make you feel better about your own life. And that's fine. Also, fuck you. But that's fine. And the only reason I like to enjoy this is because I decided not to make this into a career. I don't want to make any money out of this. No offers either. But I just want to enjoy this and I want to be relaxed. Because I think if you really want it too much, you can really ruin it. And I say that because I'm a photographer. Book me, SwissChocolatePictures.com. But I don't do actors' headshots anymore. I decided not to do it. Because what happens when you take... Now look, I'm an actor, I get it. I was cut out of a BBC series called The Night Manager, thank you very much. I've been in something else, been in a film called Denial, so then when people ask me, what have you been in? I'm in Denial. Yeah, I bet you are. So I get it. But if you take actors' headshots, here's what happens. You get 250 pictures of the exact same facial expression, and I don't like any of them. Like I generally had an actor come up to me after a session once and said, I don't like any of these pictures. And I said, you don't like your face, mate. I'm not going to pay you for these. And that's nothing I could do. I'm self-employed, right? And you know who that turned out to be? Nobody. Absolutely fucking nobody. That's what it is. That's supposed to be my closer. Thank God it's not the closer. I don't know. What else is going on? I don't care about this anymore. I really don't want to... No, I'm just having fun. Look, I bought 8 kilos of loose Lego on eBay. As far as I'm concerned, I already won. Like, this is just fun. I'm just glad it's working all. I've built this with my bare hands and about 500 miles of ADHD cables. I found my happy place. This is my happy place. And I'm going to end on saying something about the calf. I have started doing stand-up here about 7 years ago, and I've mildly improved. But it's always been a place that I love to go to, because it's a community place. The first time I walked into it, it was intimidating, because it's an actual stage. And thank God David wasn't there, otherwise I would shit myself. But it was always a welcoming place, and it was always a place for people to mingle afterwards, and talk afterwards, and connect afterwards. And the spirit of that was great when Dave got in contact with me in the first lockdown and said, Adrian, we want to do live streaming from the Calf. We have no money, but would you mind installing a multi-cam streaming studio into this place? And I said, well, David, I know a good investment pitch when I hear one. So we did this, and it's been an absolute joy. And I hope we can utilize it with everyone who wants to come down and use this space. Thank you. It's been an absolute delight. I will not do a joke at the end, because I'm a rebel. And I want to get back to my buttons. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I mean, it does.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adrian Tauss, please give it up one more time. And there's no music, obviously, because he's here and his button's up there, and you know. There it is, Adrian Tauss. So, yeah, what you've probably got to do now, I reckon, is rate him for like 1 to 5 on SurveyMonkey. That's MC number 6. Adrian Tauss, 1 to 5. Bit of like, that's Kylie. That's, you know, it's not old, but it would be at a holiday camp. I reckon for people to copy. Done that? You done it? Can I finish? Right, so, good. Put your hands together then. Start the clapping, screaming, shouting. Let's welcome to the stage our very last comedian. It's Michael May.
Thank you so much, Shirley. It's nice to punk Peter Crouch. How's it going, everyone? We good? Happy to be here. I'm happy to be out of the house. I've just been getting homeschooled the whole time, and it's been sad because my mum doesn't let me drink water and keeps making me learn Latin. It's this weird situation. It's nice. I haven't spoken to anyone in real life who hasn't been attached to a dog in like a year. So I'm feeling good. I've been walking my dog. I've got a husky. She's getting on, but she's lovely. And the problem with having a husky is like people always want to stop you and talk, right? And the dog conversation always goes the same way. The first thing they say is they're like, that's a good dog. Is it a good dog? I have to be like, yeah, it's a dog. It doesn't poo in the toilet, right? The second question they ask every single time is, how old is your dog? And so I say, she's 10. And then they go, ooh. How old do huskies normally live? And then I have to go, 11. And then we just sit in my dog's mortality for a bit, right? Which doesn't seem fair. I've just gone out for a walk, Like when you tell me it's your nan's birthday, I don't say, oh, amazing, how old's Nan? And you go, she's 92. I go, ooh. How old do nans normally live? No, that'd be insensitive, right? I don't do that. I say, is it a good nan? No, just poo in the toilet, do you know what I mean? It's, I do think people about small talk. They're terrible at small talk. I went on a first date, and first date, right, the person said to me, how many people have you slept with? Which is super unreasonable, right? Terrible question, too rude, too personal. I just don't think there's anything you're going to get from that. Like, what difference is it going to make? When you go to a restaurant, you don't order your food, wait for your food to arrive, then when it gets there, look at the waiter and say, waiter, this food looks delicious, but how many people have used this spoon? Because the waiter's going to say, well, fucking loads. But we gave it a rinse. So grow up and put it in your mouth. But I didn't think of that on the spot. I was under pressure. I caved under pressure. I was panicking. I was thinking, like, what can I say that's like cool and casual and we can move this conversation on? I didn't do that. I learned a lesson the hard way. Basically, they said, how many people have you slept with? And I said, how long's a piece of string? Which I just heard in casual conversation, right? So I think, right, I'm killing this casual conversation. No, it turns out you have to know the meaning of the phrases you use. Because that sounds like I've slept with loads of people. Right? Like, is that your boyfriend or your brother? Tomato, tomato. Like, how old's your girlfriend? Age is just a number. Like, do you have any STDs I should know about? Your guess is as good as mine. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to learn. That's a new bit. Thank you so much. You have to know the meaning of the things, right? And so, basically, I think what they were kind of getting at was more of like a sexual health question. They were kind of asking, like, is it safe to maybe get with you, right? But that's not what they asked. If you want to know about that, don't ask how many people have used a spoon, ask what the hygiene rating's like in the kitchen. Because I can get on board with that. I also don't want to eat anywhere less than like a 3 out of 5 sober, right? So I think that's fair enough. But I think if you want to ask something, then just ask something and you'll get your answers back. So basically, I think the question's probably about sexual history, and I don't think asking someone the number of people they've slept with explains their sexual history in the way that you think it might. 2 people could have the same number of people they've slept with total, but they have totally different stories of how they got there, right? Like one of them could have been out there every week for a year, really like getting after it, right? Whereas the other person might have just had one wild summer. Same number, different story. It's the difference between a serial killer and a mass murderer. Because serial killing is a lifestyle. Great. Ideal. But mass murder, we've all had a drink. Do you know what I mean? I think mass murder, it's not personal, right? It could have been anyone. Serial killers, like they choose and they count. It's creepy, right? Whereas mass murderers, basically, I think like serial killers are hiding themselves in society. They could be your neighbor, they could be your colleague, they could live under your roof, right? Whereas mass murderers are in America. I'm going to think of something else to say. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much to all of our MCs that have come back. This has been amazing to see everyone in the same room doing shit. It's been brilliant. Thanks. Shit as in like good, you know, good shit. You know, not your shit. Shit, good shit, you know. Yeah, so scoring. Survey Monkey. Now, that was comedian 7. 7, please. I feel I've left my clipboard there because I could do something brilliant, but I'm not. maybe I could do again because I don't feel it got the attention it deserved earlier. Oh, I did a little bit, didn't I? That as well. Oh man, I told you I'm owning it. Right. Have we voted? Have we voted? Good. Because now what's going to happen is I have to go and count the votes. So I'm going to hand you over, sort of, roughly, to the MCs who are just going to do a bit of chatting, bit of anecdotes, bit of stuff about Comedy Virgins, while I go and do some adding up. who's up first? Is anyone up first, or yeah, we didn't really rehearse this. Yeah, you can have my mic because obviously
we are doing it properly as well. Look at that. So Shirley's just going to do the scoring. So what I wanted to do is just get all these people have hosted over the years. Me and Shirley started this 12 years ago. As you saw from my 5-minute set, I've been a host for 12 years. So what we're going to do, we're going to get these guys to come up, they've all been hosts, and tell you an anecdote. Everyone's going to tell an anecdote of something that happened here. I'll tell you one. I'll tell you what, we've never managed to find out, this is my favourite joke that I ever heard on this stage in the whole 12 years, and I don't know who it was. So if you're watching or you know who it was, tell me. But my favourite joke was someone who came on the stage and they said, people who are visually impaired have guide dogs. I think people that are shy should have baboons. There should be baboons for the shy. And I seem to remember that they then said that you could go to a party and stand there really shy with a baboon next to you, and when someone comes up to you and tries to speak to you, you just go, and you point at the baboon, and the baboon goes, and it's the life and such. So that was my favourite and Shirley's favourite ever joke that was on this stage. So I need some more anecdotes from some more people. So Gemma, do you want to come up? Tell us something about Comedy Virgins.
Hi, hello. I started doing Comedy Virgins hosting in 2011, I believe, and did it for about 3 years. And I guess, first of all, my favourite act was a guy called Tim Shishodia, who was just the greatest guy that never made it. Thank you, one person, yeah. If you're out there, Tim, just come back to us, okay? Do it again. And probably another guy was he gone for a piss or something? Toddy, he's disappeared there on Zoom, but he's another one of my favourite acts. But the best joke I ever heard on this stage, again, was a guy that just turned up and we never saw him again. And he said, I'm so lazy, I drop a grape and pick up a raisin. Absolutely brilliant. It's my favourite. It's like a funeral, isn't it?
It is like a damn funeral. Hey, me again. I have been involved in the Cav for the last 12 years, and it's been an amazing journey from starting from behind the bar, watching many comedians such as Tom Ward, Toddy, Dane Baptiste. We've had people like James Acaster be on the stage, and it's been absolutely amazing to watch people's journeys, and especially people who've won the competition. But my favourite thing that's ever happened, apart from Paul Langton destroying his cricket bat on the stage and saying the C word about 20 times in one night, is the fact that Scott Penman got naked on this stage once. And if you want to see the video, slide in my DMs. Thanks.
This is a bit like sort of Alcoholics Anonymous, isn't it? Just going, I hosted the Cav. I don't know if this might... The Cav has been... I actually live here as well, which is great. But it's been my sort of spiritual home, really, and it's been fantastic for a lot of people's sort of comedy journeys. It's where I've met like a lot of my best friends, and some other... I looked at Scott as I did that. That was a sweet moment, like a film, wasn't it? My favourite joke that I've ever heard on this stage is probably. Because I'll tell you now, hosting this, you see a lot of people doing comedy for the first time, and you watch it and you go, it should also be the last time. But I saw a man say, what do you call a member of the EDL with dreadlocks? And the audience braced themselves, and he said, Rastafari. And I laughed for about 7 days, I think. It was great, but it became an institution. It's great. Even the characters in the pub and everywhere else, it's absolutely fantastic. And I'm just super happy to see it still carrying on through lockdown. Like the Cav is like a sort of a cockroach. Even a nuclear war can't destroy it. So right, anybody who's next? Oh yeah, I think personally, I don't want to say anything else, but if Brendan's got his microphone on, I would love to see Brendan do some comedy. That would be amazing to me, because that is always the highlight of my life, to see the Notorious B.O.D.
Well, I'm here, but
Yes!
How
Brendan,
you doing, guys?
it looks like you're on Gogglebox, but you've got the framing all wrong.
Typically me.
Are you-
Never mind the technical side of things. Yeah.
We can't hear him, but I'm sure it's funny. Fuck the intranet. I went out with an Indian girl, but she had reservations. There we go. That's one of his jokes. Right, if anybody else would like an anecdote.
I mean, I think I've been coming about 4 years to the Cav, and I'd like to just follow on with that community feeling. I mean, that's kind of what we're all about, right? You know, just that community thing. It took a while to get that. Twix wouldn't look at me for the first year, maybe. Yeah, you called me Scott Penman for about a year. I think it was only
Wait, that's
once
not your name?
Once. I think it was only once I got naked I was finally accepted. So, all right. Just thanks so much. It's such a a pleasure to be kind of part of this little fold that we've got here, and to be accepted finally as a human is wonderful. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah.
I can say a few things. How long do you reckon it'll take, Shirley?
I'm just about done. But
Okay, excellent. I just remember, I don't know if anyone else was there that day. There was Jason Manford came down to do a set. You were hosting Twix, and you fingered him at 4 minutes as well. And then he did about 20 minutes, and he had a great time. He really did. It was a really lovely night, and I bombed so hard that night. It's not a joke. It actually showed up on the Richter scale, and I remember he afterwards he talked to all the comedians. He put like 200 quid behind the bar, and he was really nice. He talked to everyone. Did not talk to me once, and didn't even make eye contact. But it's the kind of place that I can remember him saying to a few people, "This is a really nice place. I really like this stage." He had a really good time, and he told me to delete the video I took of him as well. So back to Shirley with the votes.
Thank you very much, chaps. Well done, everyone. They were some lovely memories. I've got some favourite jokes, but it's just they won't come out right, will they? So I'll tell them, and it'll just be shit, won't it? So I'm not going to. So that was worth saying. Thanks for listening, everyone. Right, so without further ado, then let's announce. Oh, actually, no, I suppose a bit further to do because I always make the MCs do it. Well, I don't make the MCs do it. They do it because they love the Cavendish. But I'm not going to beg. I'm just going to say we've got a PayPal, and there's we haven't got money because normally it's people buying beers at the bar, and there's not for the past year pretty much. So we haven't got any money, but we've still been running this because we love it, and with inspiration from Adrian, who's put in all of the stuff in here and made it fantastic and allowed us to carry on throughout the whole thing. But if anyone can just put anything into PayPal, that would be lovely. And at the moment it goes to to stuff breaking of cameras and shit. Thanks. Right, so the winner is we had loads of votes. Thank you so much everyone on Facebook that's watching, and particularly thanks to my brother for joining. Thank you. Also thank you to to Brendan. Let me just be a bit closer to Brendan. Yeah, thank you to everyone who's actually come on the front row. Thank you to Phil and Maddie there doing the faces of comedy, the current Comedy Virgins crew on our line, and also the winner of the last Max Turner there, Maddie. If we could just give Maddie a round of applause, just a winner in the audience. But yes, now without further ado, the MC winner is I've forgotten. No, I haven't. It's Scott! Scott Penman, would you like to come and get your little mini gold plastic trophy? Here you go.
Thank you so much! Thank you, guys! Thank you so much. No, thank you.
Absolutely, everyone, thank you so much. It has been so much fun, and we've had a lovely weekend doing live streaming here again. Thanks to Swiss Chocolate Pictures for everything, for making this all possible, and for all the MCs for coming down and making this particular show possible. That's a lot. Thanks, everyone. Good night.
I've got my dum-dums!
My dum-dums.
Dum-dums!
Yeah, dum-dums.
Let's acknowledge that that's not going to happen.
Well, that's fine. Then we don't need it.
You can interrupt. They do really help.